I think either last night or sometime yesterday about how Val is such a strong character currently. We'll see if they're able to make use of both of the weapons on this character here, as Team Blue is going to go up against Kyna Ackerman and SAC or SAC. Double bow bar, B double Val.
You can see some clear theming, though, because everybody's got a sword in hand. It's just, do you want the hammer or do you want some gauntlets? And right now, hammer looking real nice. Side sig going to take one, the scoop up, a little bit of a recovery on the teammate, but still lots of damage and threat put out onto this blue team.
Both members of Blue were disarmed for just a moment. Oh, right as Sev grabs that weapon, he takes a sword recovery from Kyna Ackerman. Fantastic work charging that one up. Maybe should have gone for a D-Sig there, but I'm not going to fault him too much because the timing on his side sig was great.
Definitely a little easier. Down light into the side air will lead to Tavares' final stock. We're only a minute into this one, and Kyna Ackerman and SAC are showing why they are the favorites for this match, why they're the higher seeds, why they might be running away with this one. But SAC does get taken out. Blue team trying to grapple back into this.
I know Ackerman is an anime last name from Attack on Titan. Is Kyna Ackerman a character, or is this someone taking like their name and putting Ackerman on it, like Sparky
I think it's
Ackerman?
that, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's that.
I didn't know if this was a character that I didn't know about.
I don't know. We'll have to ask Creed, because Creed knows like literally everything about Attack on Titan. But for now, Tavares is the one with the target on his back. It's going to be a nair from SAC to take out Tavares. It's all left to 7 in the 1v2.
He is going to fall there. 5 stocks remain under SAC and Kyna Ackerman. 1:45 into this game. Sev's just going to be floating up top. Oh, going to drop that one. Maybe expecting Sev to be a little bit more damaged so that Neutral Light was going to send a little bit further to the left. That's maybe why Kyna Ackerman was faced that way. Could have been just a slight misplay.
Yeah, but you know what? They've still got some health. They've still got some room to play with. It's interesting to note, they're not just straight looking for the 1v2. You don't see someone trying to swap to the hammer or try to position for the neutralites. Instead, they're just trying to finish this out. Here comes the team combo side sig to follow up, and there it is. Game 1 going the way of Kyna Ackerman and SAC.
So they both really like the side signature follow-up off of the team combo. You saw Kyna Ackerman gravity cancel side sig earlier, and this time, even though their opponent was a little bit high, you saw the side signature come through, and it was the top side of it that did make a connection. So a lot of players will go for the neutral signature. Some will go for the down signature as well. See, there you see the top side of it making contact. So they just choose that one above all else so far for their 2v2 or 2v1 team combo follow-ups.
Yeah, I really like it when it comes to specifically team combos, because you can kind of, like, a lot of the times with your team combos, you're going for that horizontal launch angle, right? Like, that's that back and forth. So you can kind of just put the side sig along that launch track, and it'll generally work out pretty well for you, as well as the fact that, like, what we've seen with specifically, like, side sigs is that it launches after that horizontal movement. Same thing exactly with the sword side sig, right? Is like you've got this horizontal movement to it, and then it has this damage and this launch at the end of it. So you can go a little bit further for those knockouts. Yeah,
good usage on that. Now, you did just see a lot of numbers come up on one of the previous screens. 2 that I think you need to look at are Kyna Ackerman's 50% light attack accuracy. He was actually 50% plus. That means 1 out of every 2 moves that he throws out makes contact, and it doesn't count on your teammates. So it's not like those are all just team damage that came out. Also, you have Sev throwing out, I think he threw out 5 signatures on the Val, hit every single one of them as well. So even though they didn't come out with a victory, 100% sig accuracy coming out
from
SAC.
Top of the map, though, SAC going to get the Gimp and take out Tavares. And this is, like you were talking about some numbers in that last screen. I saw Tavares' damage was in the double digits. And I was hoping this swap would work out better for him. But right now, not looking too hot for for Tavares.
Not sure what Tavares is doing. His movement's looking a little bit weird. Floating a lot. They were going with like a ground pound, kind of get stuck on the soft platform. That time, Sev is going to go for the neutral signature as the follow-up. That one can be a little bit tough to time because there is so much vertical movement.
Light, it's awkward.
Yeah.
Lots of people in the red, though. Could see the stock count evened up. Yep, and Tavares does have a lot of movement with these gauntlets. Team combo opportunity here. And they've got the follow-ups. Nice big damage burst. Not going to lead to a knockout, but they disengage as Kyna has respawned.
D-Light side air from Sack and a Sinsev flying to the left side. Able to recover as both members of the red team kind of turn to Tavares a little bit. Now Tavares is sent. Blue team completely split. Weapon toss is coming out. Tavares was going to find his way back after he hit the side air onto Sack, but Kyna laser in with the big boot. The ground pound going to take away that stock. 4 stocks to 2. The possibility to take Sack out is certainly real here, especially with 4 hammers being on the stage.
Lots of hammers in this one. I mean, hammers definitely popped off at the start of the last one, so not too surprised to see this blue team also be like, you know what, we could use some hammers too. We got 3 Bodvars and a Jake the dog in this one. Sack still not going to get taken out finally off the bounce. We'll see the kill box, but man, things are looking rough for this blue team.
Sev actually swapping over to the sword here. Sack without a weapon. Spawn comes in. Sack's able to grab it. Now Tavares without a weapon. Kyna Ackerman almost timed the gravity cancel side signature. Does find the follow-up after that miss to get the KO. Stomp into the recovery. Goes for the ground pound. Sack threw out the down signature. Almost wasn't able to clean that one up. Almost got hit as well, which would have let Sev get the chase dodge and save himself. But that was a good down signature. I'd love to see a down signature there. It was a little bit hairy, but I love the down signature usage on Bodvar's sword.
Yeah, I really like what I'm seeing out of this red team where they're doing this double coverage. There you're seeing right where Kyna Ackerman was able to get that recovery even though his teammate was getting hit. And then that tail end right here, he's able to avoid the ground bound and Sack gets the down sig. Like, they're doing this double coverage, which is leading to some really rough spots for this blue team where they're like, oh, I got out of one hairy situation, but there's still this other one that I have to deal with, and it's working so incredibly well for them.
Yeah, imagine we saw the dodge up through the hammer ground pound there. That down signature would have hit perfectly, would have been the spiking KO. So the thought process is there. The execution is just a little bit behind. Their timings are not super perfect. They're on the same page, maybe even in the same paragraph, but they're not in exactly the same spot in the sentence.
Yeah, they haven't opened up Syncer just quite yet. But here we go.
Literally nobody is going to know what that means except
that's
like
for me, you, and the rest of production, all right?
Maybe Taza will pop to that one. Who knows?
Yeah, hopefully. That's all. You know what? Sometimes you got to pander to the people in the back. But here we go. Game number 3, Kyna Ackerman and Sack versus Tavares and 7. Tavares and 7 trying to find what darts are going to stick to this board as Tavares makes the swap over to the Bryn.
Lot of hammers in this game. You're hearing so many stomps coming out. 3 members in this game have a hammer in their hands right now. Definitely chaotic so far.
Little chaotic, but you're seeing kind of a consistency across the board as everybody is in the orange. The side light going to interrupt as 7 was really looking for that D-light for the potential knockout as Sack was in an awkward spot on the left, but it's going to be Kyna who gets the first one with the nair. Sack with the side air will get the team wipe.
They're going to clean that one up relatively quickly, 45 seconds into the game. I believe Sack is getting into the red here. He's definitely going to fall. Yeah. That was very quick. He turned red and they got the KO. See if Kyna Ackerman can get back to the main platform. They sort of backed up. They were a little bit afraid once he got that unarmed neutral air.
Yeah, I mean, they were definitely really high in the sky, and they didn't want to overcommit trying to take out Kyna, especially because, like, now they have that situation where they can kind of checkerboard it. They can desync these red stocks and potentially just go for those big team combos. Ground pound going to come out, not going to lead to a knockout. 7 out of position off the whiffed bear.
Sev almost had that pivoting downer that reaches right over that corner. Can actually cover so much of the wall on this map. Didn't find a connection there. Kyna chasing off stage. Oh, just a little bit too deep in the push-off column to find a connection with the sword ground pound on Tavares. Recovery from Sev is actually maybe going to help Kyna there out by sending him high in the sky. Man, this game is so chaotic.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot going on at basically every moment, but still it works out in the blue team's favor as Sev is dominating. Dot count is just barely in the blue team's favor. The red team could easily, even it and then take the lead if they take out Sev.
Yeah, you wanted to talk about desyncing those stocks. That definitely happened between Sack and Kyna Ackerman. If Sev ends up falling here, him and Tavares are going to be basically even in terms of their stocks, so they'll be together on that. But there is a huge discrepancy, especially if they take Sack out. They're adding up the damage onto him.
Yeah, that is 100% the target of the blue team, or at least it should be. Sev in an awkward spot, still able to get back up. Kyna going to help out the blue team. Tavares jumped high, wasn't quite thinking about how he can take out Sack there. Sack does get the pickup. Opportunity here as they could go for the team combo, but Tavares going to get out of that dangerous spot. Follow up, and Kyna's going to go down. Sack going to go down. Here's the 2v1.
Tavares choosing to maintain air superiority. Now both of them are on the ground. Anytime Kyna finds a hit, he's going to have to worry about getting punished.
Didn't quite have a practiced follow-up. Still really good damage. Could see this going the blue team's way. I would still be nervous about the 1v1 between Sev and Kyna Ackerman. Kyna just a little bit more experienced in the game.
Ooh, Kyna finding good damage there. No chase from Tavares.
Oh! Oh! Oh, these are some risky plays coming out from Kyna. That's a burned dodge, and that's a stock. Sev and Tavares going to take one off the higher-seeded team.
Keeping themselves in this when they were already down 2 games. They're going to be moving quickly into the next one.
Now, if the last set was any indication, we could see this go into a game number 5. The adjustments have been coming out. We see Kyna starting to ban out some maps. I didn't quite get to see the character picks, though. I'm not sure if Tavares and Seven decided to change it up or if they are sticking with it, but coming down to the final 3 maps. They're waiting on it. Shipwreck, Apocalypse, and Mammoth Fortress still on the board. You know the North Americans love the Mammoth Fortress. South Americans today have been really liking the Apocalypse, though. Yep, it is going to be Apocalypse for game number 4. No character swaps on the side of the blue team. Tavares and Seb versus Kyna Ackerman and Sack for game number 4.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
Here we go. Kyna, okay. It's a bait. So another thing of note is that the South Americans today have been playing it out. Like, they go into this awkward moment where they're like, wait, is my connection good? And they give the taunt thumbs up, and then they just play it out. They don't reset it. They don't try to just redo everything. Instead, they're just like, all right, well, you know what? We're already here. We got into the lobby. Let's make it work, and that's what's happening now. They're going to let it rock. Tavares hits a nice neutral light onto both red team members. Sev not quite able to follow up. You see this blue team trying to play that follow-up game, but somebody's recovery got eaten. Tavares able to get back up onto the stage, Kyna with a big Sair. Tavares is in trouble.
Sev spending some serious time off stage there. Sack is going to find the first KO this game. Sack and Kyna
nice
are in the orange. You see that down signature coming out. Sev actually in a pretty good spot. He's going to find a KO as well. Sev actually really starting to play very well. Was Sev or Tavares the one who did 2-digit damage earlier?
It was Tavares who did double-digit damage at the start of this set. Right now, though, stock counts are evened up. Tavares is less damaged than Sack, and we're in that similar situation as the last game, where we could see this red team's stocks be completely desynced. Sack already getting close to that kill percent. That neutral sig launched so far.
Spawn is going to come in. Kyna without one. Still without a weapon here. Sack is going to get the KO on the right side. See if they can get this power play momentarily, turn it into a stock. Tavares going to completely float away. More team damage coming out.
So you can see the logic on both sides. Blue team wants Sack, red team wants Tavares. Tavares hits the ground pound, Kyna going to make sure it trades out.
Sev put a little bit of a commitment in there with the down signature,
no,
but
Sev
ripped it early, and now Sack finds the down signature.
Got the dodge, Tavares disengage onto the stage. Lots of hammers in this one.
Yeah, this is just heavy weapon swinging now. Between 3 hammers, 1 axe, Tavares now has a spear in his hand. Gonna charge that one. Oh no! Sev runs into it. Oh no!
Meanwhile, Tavares on the right side gonna fall to the side air. It's all left to Sev against the 3 stocks of the red team. There's this glimmer of hope. He goes for the 3-piece, which gives Kyna time, and that's the game. Kyna and Sack are gonna take game number 4 and win it out 3-1. He went for the extra, and that just punished him.
That's a tough spot to find yourself in because you need to make the big plays. When you're that late into the game by yourself, you have to make those big plays, but you also have to go through this decision-making process in your brain, this risk management as well, thinking about, okay, if I hit this here and I continue it, I could get a stock, but also I risk punishment from the person's teammate. So it's a mental game that you have to go through kind of down the flow chart of if this happens, this can happen. If this happens, this could happen. If this happens, this could happen.
Yeah, I mean, it was a